Hello. This video is about setting the right direction. Uh, we try to remove tension inside our body. We try to be more relaxed with the belief that we will become stronger, maybe even more healthy and more able to, yeah, to swim with less effort or more efficiently and so on. So we have um, this uh, this thing on our agenda, something that is an objective that we would like to reduce the inner tension or the inner friction, inside our body. We can be more graceful, more pliable inside, a lot more. Yeah, we're looking for that. If you're looking for sporting excellence in a sporting pursuit or in an art, be it martial arts or whatever, any kind of flexibility helps. Yeah, usually, of course, if a joint was over flexible and then it was then unstable, becomes unstable, then it would not be good, right? Then you could be more prone to injury, and it could be uh, a liability instead of an asset, instead of something that could help you. So we are going in that direction, but we should also know that we can also fall apart, if things are not held up together, and there's a lot of imbalance, maybe a lot of misalignment, or things are tight for a certain reason, for a certain good reason. It holds things together somehow, despite the fact that it makes life a bit harder, harder to move, more friction inside, more effort needed, but it keeps you together. So it's there for a good reason. So now if we are going to start to unwind and start to rearrange things inside, the vyuha means the order of things, how troops, how they align themselves, how they arrange themselves in formation and all that. So here we're talking about the realignment of the skandhas, the elements of the body. And vyuha is used, like kaya vyuha, body, kaya vyuha, the orientation, alignment, or the arrangement of things. Then you have Sukhavati Vaya, Vyuha. So there are a lot of Vyuhas where things get realigned, where things get rearranged. And this kind of rearrangement, of course, brings for better balance, better, more in tune with nature, as we should be, and more, maybe you can say more pure. When you're more in tune with nature, you become more pure. And okay, whatever it is, we try to do this, but we know that before we try to open the Pandora's box, or before we unhinge ourselves, we could actually create a, like we could find ourselves into getting into a situation that we did not bargain for. It's like those measuring tapes, metal measuring tapes that you pull, and then you let go, and then it recoils, and then by itself it starts to wind back itself. You pull it out, and then it goes back by itself. And when I was young, I wanted to see what was inside, so I unscrewed all the screws, opened up the housing, and the spring it blew up. No, not blew up like exploded, but it just decided that it didn't want to stay in there anymore, so it got released, and it just untangled itself. And that was the end of the measuring tape, you know. And I got a real beating from my father because I misbehaved. Yeah, I opened the Pandora's box. I couldn't put it back together again. So inside our body, you know, there could be something like a spring. Something like a spring, but of course, yeah. And we got to be very careful. Yeah, very careful because we're dealing with something which is very powerful. You know, there's a lot of power. I mean, look at those kung fu masters or those who are very good at, you know, those guys who come up with superhuman strength. You know, that's a lot of power there, you know, behind them. So you have to, and they have maybe managed to unlock it and managed to control it. Yeah, so it didn't destroy them, you know, like. So yeah, but it's sacred, you know. All this, I mean, you just treat your body as sacred, more or less. Should show a lot of respect for yourself too. And you know, the Christians, they say, don't you know that your body is the holy temple for God? You know? Yeah, and yeah, I mean, you just look at tantra, you know, it's other disciplines like spiritual disciplines like Mahayana and you know, Vajrayana, and yeah. So we are talking spiritual here. You know, it's very spiritual. So I won't go into details about those areas, but main point is that you got to know that if you unlock the Pandora's box, if you awaken the divine within yourself, you have to be ready. If you're not ready, it destroys you. Destroys you. Yeah. Just like you know, that measuring tape. You know, curiosity killed the cat. So I suffered a huge beating. You know, for destroying a Stanley measuring tape from my dad's toolbox. So not a good idea. So we want to get the benefits, enjoy the benefits of a more relaxed body, one that is better balanced and one that is stronger, maybe better coordinated, you know, healthier. And there's a means, but what's also important is the ends, you know, the means to an end. You got to figure out the direction you're going to steer at the beginning. So if you're a big mess already, you know, and like your mind is in turmoil and you're largely very selfish or very egocentric or fully immersed in self-serving desires and needs, you know, we couldn't care less about other people, you know. I mean, it's a me thing, you know. I'm of the my needs are of the utmost importance in this universe. Now, if you think like this, then it's better to keep the Pandora's box closed. Better to keep it closed, because when you have a lot of energy, you know, it magnifies the bad and the good. So if you are going in the skewed direction and you allow it through, you know, all the way, shooting up, it destroys you. It literally could destroy you, because that's why you need the tension to hold it and you contain it so that it doesn't come out. So you could still have a second chance or third chance, or you could still have another shot at it, you know, to get things right. So that Yeah, so that internally the uh, the end the direction you intend to set for yourself is something that is closer to what the universe agrees with, or what some people say what God would approve. Yeah. So if you're into yoga, no, you're not into like supposed to do stretches and all those things, and maybe whoa, you do Kundalini yoga, awaken, and you do amazing things. Yeah, you become very ambitious, very greedy, and very impatient. That's not good, because what really needs to get done first when you do yoga is got to go back to first principles and become a better person. Like yama niyama. Basic principles of being a good person, somebody who would help person in need, somebody who would look kindly upon another person who is maybe having some difficulties in life. That kind of person, that kind of mindset, that kind of worldview is very important. That means you're not so full of yourself. You're more like you have a more accommodating, more encompassing kind of attitude towards others. Like you're more um, uh, you see others as yourself. You wouldn't want to treat others badly because you don't want others to treat you badly too. So you do things that way. Yeah. So you got to cultivate this. And in Buddhism, I mean, Siddhartha Gautama was a great teacher, right? I mean, and if you're a great teacher, you prepare your students or your disciples with the best, in the best possible way. And in that case, he taught the Eightfold Noble Path to them, and he made them better people first. He softened their hearts. Yeah. And there are others who say, okay, you go on the before I start people on the Anahata, sadhana, or the Vishuddhi sadhana. I got to prepare them, especially if they are males. I got to, because males are, they're fighters. They fight for territory, they fight for fame, fight for everything. Fight for females, whatever. So that kind of thing is innate. It's inside. Very competitive. Whereas a woman is more nurturing. You sacrifice yourself, to carry a baby and then nurture the baby. It takes a lot of heart. You got to have a very good heart to do all those things, to be self-sacrificing. And like a lot of what my Christian friends say, you're like Jesus. You sacrifice yourself on the cross. So okay, back to this. So if you're a male, you got to get prepared. They prepare you, they train you for, I don't know, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years. Some disciplines they train you for 3 years, is to soften your heart, so that you become less reptilian, less likely to eat your own babies. Like a snake, or like a crocodile. I mean, these fellas, they are reptiles. Immediate need, hunger, eat everything. That even fishes, they eat, sometimes they devour their young. So that's why they lay a lot of eggs. So that the species has a chance to survive. But that's the nature of a reptilian mind. But it's also good in the sense that it helps you to survive in the jungle out there. Self-preservation. Yeah. Okay, anyway, going too far away already. So basically, we got to make sure that we have a more altruistic purpose, in doing all these things. That we set a certain direction that is going to be supported by the universe. If you do this, you got to have the right motives, you got to have the right reasons for doing it. So that's what I want to share with you guys, to stress that yeah, it's okay to start to yeah, get a body which is a lot more energized, more relaxed, more, chakras are firing. But before we start all this, we have to sort out ourselves too, internally, so that we're doing all these things for a good reason. And cannot be self-serving. It has to be a lot more empty of the ego. It has to be a lot more empty. So if you want to help other people, you make a mission to do service, selfless service. That's even better. But the minimum would be you don't do it for the wrong reasons. So that's what I want to share. So anyway, good luck, take care, and all the best. Cheers.